I'll give you guys one guess where I am today. Coalcracker Bushcraft, baby. Doing round 2, doing the advanced class for bushcraft, and hopefully I don't freeze my ass off. Hey guys, Justin with Backyard Bushcraft. So here we are doing a recap of day 1 of the Advanced Bushcraft class at Coalcracker Bushcraft. It started on Thursday morning. I got here pretty early. The day starts at about 9:30, and then you're up in the woods doing a lot of different projects. Some of the projects that we did, show you real quick. We were required to bring certain items. If you haven't seen a video and you are interested in taking Dan's advanced class, I do have a video out there preparing you for what to bring, the item list that you have to bring to your class. These straps were one of the items, and the reason is for the backpack that you make. It's gonna act as your handle and as your shoulder straps when you put the backpack on. So here's the backpack, right? We made this day 1 yesterday, which is actually pretty cool. I tell you, a lot of these things look complicated when you don't know what the hell you're doing, but once you realize that it really doesn't take much, it's pretty cool and very fun project. So I'm gonna go over on my own each one of the projects that we've done. I'm gonna make a video and just show how to make these and how we made these. It's really cool. So backpack day 1. If you've watched the video, you saw that we need to bring a saw with us, a blade, and for that is because we needed to build a bow saw. This will graduate today into a buck saw, I think they said, but regardless, this is one of the items that you had to bring, and we made a bow saw, which was really cool, and we've been using this all day, so it was really cool to make something from the woods out of natural material besides the blade, obviously, and then sit there and use it to make your backpack and then the maul, which I'm about to show you next. So here's the maul that we made. Really cool. All right, very simple project. Anyone could really do this, but again, we used the saw that we made and just the natural material around us in the woods. So my plan is to do a recap of every single day. It's really difficult to get video or any type of material of Dan and his staff teaching because it's just a lot of material to go over and you really have to pay attention. So I'll do the best I can to get that for you guys. If I can't, you just got to deal with me teaching you or showing you when I can get to the videos, obviously, and I get back home. I'll give you a look at my camp and tomorrow morning. Temperature-wise, it was chilly for most of the day. Last night got down to about 30 degrees. It was very cold. However, if you did watch the last video that I did preparing us for this class, one of the mistakes I made in the beginner bushcraft class was I didn't make enough of a debris bed to lay in, and I got very cold at night and really had an uncomfortable night's sleep on the second night here. So this time around, I made myself a pretty thick debris bed. I want to say it was probably like 10 or 12 inches high. I put my gum blanket down on top of that. Then I put my a wool blanket down on top of that. Then I had my sleeping bag. And then I had another wool blanket that I either use as a pillow or when I woke up at night, I threw over my body just to give me a little extra warmth. But I slept pretty well, woke up once, and that's when I saw that the temperature was like 30 degrees. But overall, day 1 has been awesome. There's 2 more days left. I cannot wait to see what we do for the rest of today and tomorrow. It's about 7:30 now. We're starting in about a half hour to get our day going. I'm gonna make myself some breakfast. I have myself some nice coffee, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning on a recap of day 2. So day 2 of Coalcracker's Advanced Bushcraft class. It was awesome, to say the least. Really busy, a lot of activities. We took our bow saw and we turned it into a buck saw. We took some of the natural material around us, and we were able to make a really cool buck saw. So I'm really looking forward to using this more. When I get home, I'm going to revamp it, make it look nice and pretty. This is just really, you know, as rugged as you can get here, but this was a very cool project to do. So that was that. So we took the bow, our bow saw, turned it into a buck saw. Then Dan and his staff took us around the woods. We found some punk wood, and we lit our punk wood with our flint and steel, and then we had some what the hell is it called? Just some tinder material that they supplied, and we were able to start some fires with some natural materials. So a little bit more advanced than the beginner class, using natural materials to start fire. We used chaga. They supplied for us, so we started a fire with chaga. We started a fire with our punk wood, and there were some other natural materials around the area that they let us collect, and we were able to use our flint and steel and some char cloth, and obviously get the fires going. So that was really cool. So super advanced when it comes to really utilizing more of the natural material around you to survive or live comfortably, you know, in this type of environment. Something else which was really awesome, I kind of dropped a little line to Dan that I never started a friction fire. As crazy as that may sound, I've always had difficulty starting some type of like friction fire with a bow drill. So I'll give credit where credit's due. Obviously, I did not make the material. I did not make the hearth board. I did not make my spindle or the bow. But once they made everything, we got ourselves set up. I was able to bow drill an ember, and I was able to start a fire with it. I'll have a little video clip. I don't know if I'm going to insert it into this video or I'll have a separate video showing it, but I'll figure it out somewhere along the line. But that was an awesome accomplishment. So it was really cool of them to kind of go outside of their lessons that they teach, because it's something that they really don't focus on, and take the time to really show me that, which I really appreciated. So I thought that was pretty cool. That's one thing I want to say these guys do. They take the time to really help you get through any challenges that you're facing with some of the projects that they come up with. They move along and they keep at a really good pace. And if you happen to fall behind, it's not detrimental to the learning experience. You will eventually catch up, and you will eventually have the skill set that they're teaching, which I think is it's really cool on their part that they take the time to really do that. So huge props right there for them. Okay, so I'm just going to go around and show you my my camp real quick. Pretty simple, and I just want to go over my sleep system and what I did to keep warm in 30-degree temperatures. So here's my camp. Pretty basic. I have some firewood already set to the side for later and for tonight. I'm going to collect some of that as the day goes on. Tripod to cook my food over. Have my gear set to the side for now. I'm probably going to put most of that underneath my shelter just because it's supposed to rain tonight a little bit, and I don't want any of that to get wet. And then here is my lean-to. Pretty basic, and it worked out great. So I'm just going to set the camera down, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I did for my sleep system. I can't stress enough the importance of how much debris that I pushed underneath me last night and the night before. Temperatures got down, like I said, to 30 degrees. And one of the things that I mentioned in my last video that really taught me a lesson about how much the ground sucks just the heat from your body was how high you really need to be off the ground. So I'm just going to peel this back real quick. That is all the leaves compressed after obviously sleeping. Last night when I packed these leaves, okay, they were probably an easy 8 to 10 inches higher. So it was like, it looked like there was a person sleeping in my shelter before I got in there. It was a huge mound of debris. As the day goes on today, because it's gonna rain, I'm gonna bring more leaves in. I'm gonna make this even higher. And just so you know, when I put my hands in here, right, like I keep saying, it's gotta be close to 40 degrees right now. It's literally warm underneath this debris right now. So it's almost like a mulch pile, to be quite honest with you. So my body heat is just being protected from the ground, and the layers that I have are on the ground between this and myself really helped me sleep comfortably. So we have a huge pile of debris. I have my gum blanket, okay, for just extra ground protection. Then what I did was I took a queen size quilt or a queen size wool blanket. I folded it in half and I put that on top of my gum blanket. And then something I did different from the night before, I took another queen blanket and I took half of it. I ran it down the middle of my two other layers, and I put my sleeping bag on top of that. And the reason being, at night, sometimes the wind will shift, and this sleeping bag is only rated to about 20 degrees. So you can feel a little bit of the cold air coming through. So the reason why I left half of this blanket, or just a little bit more than half of this blanket sticking out, was as soon as I got into my sleeping bag, I took my blanket and I threw it over my body like that. So I had just a little extra layer of protection from a breeze that may have changed, which absolutely helped. And obviously I had my hat, my hood, and my face was pretty covered. So that's basically my sleep system this weekend. And like I said, today I'm going to throw some more leaves underneath here. I'm going to put my gear all underneath in the back of you, and you can see just how much room I have, right? I have plenty of room back here, and I'm going to stick my gear back there to keep it nice and dry from any rain that may or may not come. But that's the camp setup for this weekend. But that's it for day 2 at Coalcracker's Advanced Bushcraft class, and I'm looking forward to getting the day going. So see you guys tomorrow. So we are going to do a wrap up of day 3, which was Saturday. We made a handle for an axe. Dan gave us an axe head, cut the handle off. We threw it into the fire, burnt out the inner wood or plastic that was left over. We repurposed the handle, carved it, fit it to the axe head. Thank you. It's Dan's staff right there. So we repurposed an axe, which was really awesome. Actually, I might have that handy, which if I do, I'm going to show you real quick. This was handmade. This is the axe head they gave us. We cut the handle off, threw it in the fire, burnt it out, and then we made the handle. So it's really cool. I can't wait to use this. We finished off the blade, made it nice and sharp. We made some candles. These are your actual Japanese knotwood, I think it was. And what we use these for, fill this up with wax, and it is essentially making a candle for you. Some natural cordage we learned to make for our wicks, which is, this was a poplar tulip. All right, so this is the natural cordage from a poplar tulip that we used for our wicks. And I mean, there was just so much that we did in the last 3 days. It's really hard to recap on a day-to-day basis because you start confusing day 1 with day 3 and day 2. But overall, an excellent experience. I highly recommend the class, especially if you've done the beginner course. If you come prepared and you follow pretty much the basics of what these guys teach you, this is not that it's easy, but you will find yourself excelling at the skills that you learned in the basic class. So guys, if you liked the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber, and more importantly, ring that bell so you're notified every time I make a new video. I really appreciate you checking me out this weekend. This is Justin with Backyard Bushcraft, signing out.